Students, myself Sarita, biology lecturer, Government Girls Senior Secondary School, Jandiala. Today we will discuss types of RNA and the process of transcription. So, in bacteria, there are three types of RNAs: messenger RNA, tRNA, rRNA. So, messenger RNA means to carry the messages from the DNA to the outside of the cell from the nucleus, because the DNA is located in the nucleus. It cannot come out from the nucleus. It has to give its message in the form of genetic information to messenger RNA. Messenger RNA comes out of the nucleus and binds to the ribosomes and forms the proteins. So the ribosomes, they are present in the cytoplasm. DNA has to come DNA's information has to come out by means of a messenger RNA and bind to the ribosomes and forms the proteins. On the other hand, tRNA, it means to transfer or to carry amino acids that they join to form the proteins. They transfer or carry amino acids to ribosomes. So these are the ribosomes in the cytoplasm. Here the tRNA, it will bring amino acids to form the proteins. Now rRNA, this is present in the ribosomes. Actual process of transcription is carried out by rRNA, and it is plays important role in translation. So the messenger RNA provides a template. tRNA brings amino acids and reads the genetic code, and rRNA plays structural and catalytic role. That means it catalyzes the reactions or speeds up the reaction during translation. So there is a single DNA dependent RNA polymerase that catalyzes transcription in case of prokaryotes. RNA polymerase binds to the promoter and initiates transcription. So it uses the nucleoside triphosphates as a substrate to start the reaction. So here it is shown that this is a DNA and our messenger RNA is formed. So it will act as a template. It will bring all the information in the form of nucleotides from the DNA, and it will form proteins when it joins the ribosomes. So, but in the case of prokaryotes, there is a single enzyme that controls messenger RNA, that also this tRNA and rRNA, all the three RNAs are formed by the single enzyme, that is DNA dependent RNA polymerase. That means DNA dependent means it depends upon DNA and forms RNA. That are different types of RNAs. So RNA polymerase will move forward and break the bonds as it passes through the DNA double helix, and the bonds which are left behind, they will again reunite. So there will be a law of complementary. That means the nucleotides will pair with the complementary base pairs. So this is the diagram. So here this is the DNA double helix. One end is 3 end, the other will be 5 end, and 3 end. Here is the promoter. So RNA polymerase, it will bind to the promoter in the presence of the sigma factor. It requires sigma factor for the initiation of the transcription. Then as it passes through the DNA helix, there will be a formation of RNA, messenger RNA, but one end of the messenger RNA will keep on binding to the promoter, and when this RNA polymerase reaches the terminator, here on reaching the terminator in the presence of Rao factor, the RNA messenger will be liberated from the terminator, and RNA polymerase will also be liberated. So this will stop the reaction. So this is the process of transcription in bacteria. It involves three steps, that is initiation means starting of the transcription, elongation when this polymerase is running through the DNA helix, it is reading the nucleotides and forming the messenger RNA, and the termination is the process in which the messenger RNA is formed and released. Nascent RNA is released, and also RNA polymerase is also released. So here only a short stretch of RNA is bound to the enzyme. So once the polymerase reaches the terminator, the RNA falls off, and RNA polymerase also falls off and results in termination of the transcription. Now the RNA polymerase is the only capable of catalyzing the process of elongation. RNA polymerase, for short time, it combines with the initiation factor during the starting phase, and termination factor, that is the rho to sigma factor to start and rho factor to terminate transcription. In bacteria, since messenger RNA does not require any processing to become active, and also since transcription and translation takes place in the same compartment, so no separation of cytoplasm and nucleus, that means in the same, it occurs in the same compartment. Therefore this directly messenger RNA is formed. So this is a cell, and here the nucleus, this DNA, it is not bound by the nuclear membrane. Here the this nuclear chromosomes, they directly form messenger RNA, and messenger RNA binds with the ribosomes and it will form the proteins. So bacteria has the DNA will form messenger RNA, only exons are present, so proteins will be formed directly. So consequently, the transcription and translation can occur together in a bacteria due to the absence of the nuclear membrane. So messenger RNA forms proteins. Messenger RNA being formed, still while the messenger RNA is being formed, still protein synthesis can also take place together. So this is known as coupling process in bacteria. Now let us take the example of eukaryotes. There are two additional complicities in case of eukaryotes. There are at least 3 RNA polymerase in the nucleus. So in addition to RNA polymerase, there are other 2 polymerases. So there is a clear cut division of labor, means the work is divided among the 3 enzymes. So RNA polymerase transcribes rRNA. RNA polymerase 3 forms tRNA. rRNA, snRNA, smaller nuclear RNAs. So 3 types of polymerases are formed inside the nucleus. Also some of the organelles, they also contain polymerase, they form a polymerases. So polymerase 2 is transcribes precursor of messenger RNA, so that forms heterogeneous nuclear RNA. So in this case, heterogeneous nuclear RNA, that is actually the messenger RNA is being formed here. So the precursor, that is with exons, introns, exon, introns. Here all the exons will be joined, whereas introns, they will be removed. Now this is that was the first complicity. Now the second complicity is that primary transcripts contain both the exons and introns, and introns they are non-functional, so they do not show any function in it. Exons will join and introns will be removed, and the process will be known as splicing. So hnRNA undergoes additional processing, that is known as capping and tailing. So in capping, what happens? In this case, uh, methyl guanosine triphosphate is added to the 5' here, and adenylate residues, means many adenylate residues, they are attached to the 3'. In tailing, so adenylate residues about 200 to 3 are added at the 3, and in the template independent manner it is fully processed hnRNA. Now it will be called messenger RNA, that is transported out of the nucleus for the translation. Now why there is this capping and tailing in case of messenger RNA? The main reason is that because RNA formed inside the nucleus from DNA, it has 5' and 3', while capping and tailing, as it has to reach there is a process of capping and tailing, and the messenger RNA has to come out of the nucleus and reach the ribosomes through passing through the cytoplasm. On the way, it may be destroyed by the nucleases because it will act on the nucleotides. So this enzyme, to protect itself from this enzyme, their ends are both covered by means of capping and tailing to protect it. So next is this is a diagram showing the process of transcription in eukaryotes. So when this messenger RNA is formed, when it comes out from the nucleus, there is capping as well as tailing. Capping on the 5' and tailing on the 3rd'. So on the 5 end and the 3', so introns they are all removed and only the exons are present. So it will form the messenger RNA. So what difference is that? What is the difference between the prokaryotes transcription and eukaryotes transcription? There is RNA splicing in case of eukaryotes. Capping and tailing is there, only not in prokaryotes. So split gene, that is exons and introns, they are also present in it was also present in the DNAs of the ancient people. So ancient, it was also present during the ancient time. So there is a presence of introns is a reminiscent of antiquity. That means it shows the remembrance of the old genome. So and the process of splicing represents the dominance of RNA world.